Maria had worked at the National Library for 30 years, and she thought she'd seen everything. But on that humid Buenos Aires morning, as she pushed her cart through the labyrinthian shelves, she noticed something odd. A sliver of paper, yellowed with age, protruded from between two dusty tomes on an obscure shelf. Curious, she tugged at it gently. To her surprise, an entire book slid out, landing on the floor with a thud. She picked it up, running her fingers over its worn leather cover. There was no title, no author's name. Opening it, she found pages filled with indecipherable script and bizarre illustrations that seemed to shift under her gaze. Maria's heart raced. In all her years, she'd never encountered anything like this. She glanced around, making sure she was alone, then slipped the book into her bag. That night, she pored over the strange volume. Pages appeared and disappeared at will. The text changed languages, sometimes mid-sentence. Illustrations morphed from intricate maps to fantastical creatures. Days passed, and Maria became obsessed. She called in sick to work, spending every waking moment with the book. Her small apartment filled with notes and sketches as she tried to decipher its secrets. One evening, exhausted from another fruitless day of study, she dozed off with the book open on her lap. In her dreams, she wandered through endless corridors lined with shelves reaching to infinity. Voices whispered in languages she didn't understand, and shadowy figures flitted just out of sight. She awoke with a start, her heart pounding. The book lay innocently on the floor, open to a page she'd never seen before. In clear Spanish, it read, "Knowledge is a burden. Choose wisely." Maria sat there, trembling, as dawn broke over the city. She realized then the weight of her discovery, the responsibility it entailed. This book, this impossible, infinite book, could change the world or destroy it. With shaking hands, she wrapped the book in a cloth and left her apartment. The streets were quiet as she made her way to the library, slipping in through a side entrance. She wandered the stacks, searching for the perfect hiding spot. Finally, in a dimly lit corner of the basement, surrounded by forgotten texts on obscure mathematical theories, she found it. As she slid the book into place, she whispered a silent apology to future generations. Perhaps someday, someone would be ready for the knowledge it contained, but not now, not her. Maria returned to her life, to her routine at the library, but sometimes, in quiet moments, she would find herself drawn to that shadowy corner of the basement. Her fingers would brush the spines of nearby books, always stopping just short of the nameless tome. And on nights when the wind howled and sleep eluded her, she would wonder if she had made the right choice. If, somewhere in those infinite pages, there had been answers to questions she hadn't even thought to ask.